Let Century Management Solutions get you to your next medical appointment. They specialize in non-emergency medical transportation, connecting patients to care, safety, reliability, and on time. Their advanced technology platform seamlessly coordinates patients, healthcare providers, insurers, and transportation partners all in one powerful network. With over 200 trusted transportation providers, they deliver scalable solutions backed by real-time tracking and complete transparency. Go to SENTRYMS.com.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me. Taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
We're back, folks. This is the More Money Show. Thank you so much for joining us this weekend. We're talking about energy policy. We're talking about the economy. We're mixing in a little politics, as we always do. I'm economist Steve Moore. With me in the studio is a good friend and one of the world's experts on energy policy. We've had him on several times in recent weeks because we're all watching so closely what's happening with energy markets. Tom is the president and CEO of Institute for Energy Research. Tom, thanks for joining.
Always a pleasure, Steve. Thanks.
So, a lot to go over in 7.5 minutes. Let us start by, you promised me that we were going to get the oil price down below $80 a barrel. I'm only joking.
I promised. I didn't say when, but I promised.
So, here we are. The price has been kind of fluctuating between 90 and 100. Mm-hmm. What's going on? Why has it been so stubbornly high? Why can't we get those gas prices and oil prices down?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's the major thing, of course, is the strait, and we're still dealing with that. But, you know, we've made incredible strides there. President Trump.
You think so?
President Trump is putting a lot of pressure on Iran right now with the blockade and everything. And according to him, they're about to crumble. And, you know, the UAE thing is another example.
Were you surprised by that? Tom is talking, of course, about the fact that the UAE has basically withdrawn from OPEC. Has any other country ever withdrawn from that?
I have not seen that happen. Right. And they're a big producer.
They are. Yep.
Very big producer. And this shakes up OPEC big time. I mean, the United States has already sort of disrupted the sort of OPEC model of controlling the price.
Well, that's a point, Tom, I made in my opening remarks, is that, you know, thank God we've had a drill, baby, drill strategy. We're not, as your report shows, we are the number one producer now. So it's hard to have a cartel when the number one producer isn't part of that cartel.
And this is a fissure in that. Yeah. I mean, this is a result of that, in my opinion. And I think that, you know, President Trump is breaking eggs in the Middle East. Mm-hmm. And I think on the other side of this, it's going to be a game changer in terms of the way that oil is priced in the world.
So you would still believe that once we get this conflict over, we will see. So some people have expressed the concern to me, and I don't know if any of us really know the answer to this. You probably know more about it than anyone. How much of the energy infrastructure, the pipelines, the terminals, the production facilities have been blown up or destroyed by what's happened in the last couple of months?
Yeah, I think, you know, the group that has the best read on that is probably the Department of War, because they're the ones doing, you know, the damage. I think that, you know, there's going to be a period where these facilities need to be fixed and then ramped back up. But as you see, some of these other countries have, you know, the ability to do that fairly quickly. I think that, you know, it's unfortunate, the timing. It's never good to have high gas prices ever, right? We don't want high gas prices. It's not good for the economy. It's not good for folks. But we're in this now. And I think, you know, we have a little bit of short-term pain here, but I think we're going to have a very sustained period of long-term benefit.
One question I get asked a lot is about our production capacity here in the U.S. and also given the fact that we have removed an evil regime in Venezuela. How long do you think it'll take? Well, first of all, do we have the capacity to continue to increase our production? Because we're at a pretty high level now. And what do you think about some of these South American countries that appear to have a lot of oil? Will that come on anytime soon?
We do have that capacity. We have a lot of offshore reserves that we're still not tapping. Mm-hmm. We have Alaska, which is rich in oil. And you remember what the Biden administration did? They shut down the entire state of Alaska.
Is it coming back online?
It is. We've got leases going now in places where the Biden administration shut down.
Right.
You remember the famous Willow leases that the Biden administration reluctantly approved? Right. Those are going to be coming online soon. And so I think that, yes, the United States can do its share there. What about Venezuela? Chevron is already, their production is increasing a little bit. Okay. Chevron's still there. They stayed. The real question there is, and we've already forgot about Venezuela. It only happened in January. But if that government stabilizes in some form and has a much more cooperative relationship with the U.S., that benefits U.S. gas.
Sure, it does. So are there any other major new finds anywhere in the world? I mean, we talked about Venezuela. What about other?
Our friend Harold. Yep. Harold Hamm is investing heavily in Argentina.
Argentina, okay.
Right. We have the resources.
Would that be offshore
there.
Or onshore?
I think that's onshore. Okay. I believe so. And, there's shale oil all over the world. The main difference is a lot of countries either ban it because of Russia's influence, like, for example, in Bulgaria and other places, and also because the subsurface is owned by the crown or the government. And there's no incentive for people who own the surface, the landowners, to want to be involved because they're not getting any of the benefit from that. So, my point being is that I've joked that we'll never run out of oil. We have so much oil that we know of.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
That's untapped if we got governments right and fix the way governments think about these things.
So I'm going to ask you one last question. I'm talking to Tom Pyle, who's really one of the country's leading experts on energy policy, and go to his website, Institute for Energy Research, which has amazing data. So a bunch of our followers, and I've been asked this question on the air, so you're the best person to answer this question. This question about whether the Earth is actually producing more, or is it, in other words, for hundreds of years, we believe this is a finite resource, and that's why they call it a fossil fuel. I
hate that term.
I hate that term too.
I hate it.
And so there's another new kind of theory that the Earth's core is so hot that it is actually creating energy. Do you have any thoughts about that?
I don't have. I'm not there yet.
Okay.
But I have completely dismissed for years the peak oil theories and the peak oil crowd, the finite resource crowd, because as I've said in the past, even on your show, every time we have revised our available reserves, they've never been revised downward. Even though we consume and use and use and use and use. And so oil is just, we are swimming in it. The world is swimming in oil.
And finally, can we get back to $3 a gallon gas?
We can.
Okay.
But I can't say when.
I can't wait for that date to come.
I can't say when. I wish I could say like October 15th or whatever. But
well, if you knew that, you'd be a rich man.
Exactly.
Okay, well, that's Tom Pyle. He is one of the experts on energy. I've had you on a lot lately. I want you on regularly to give us the updates on what's going on that industry. And thanks so much for joining.
Yep, you bet.
This is the More Money Show, folks. We'll be right back.
In this 25th anniversary year of September 11th, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation continues to honor America's heroes. Heroes like Fire Lieutenant Michael Wells, who was inspired by 9/11 to serve his community. After 14 dedicated years of service, he lost his battle with occupational cancer, leaving behind his wife, Katie, and their 3 children. Tunnel to Towers honored Lieutenant Wells by paying off the family's mortgage in recognition of his sacrifices. Donate $11 monthly and amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to T2T.org.